Hello, how you doing? I'm sorry, I'm back home, and I'm back home, and I'm here to talk about the case here in Houston. I'm covering this story, and this is the reason why, and not attention or anything, because I live in the city, and I talk about race a lot. This is the reason why. Okay, so about the Josue Flores murder case, Che Calhoun was not there. His Latina girlfriend, which is his fiance, is expecting a black second child. Viva la raza mixed race, okay? She testified, she said not testified, she was with Cornell X today, and she said that he was with her. There's a gas station surveillance cameras showed at the time that the child was murdered, he was in Pure Land. And she said, excuse me, he had nothing to do with the murder. Now she's Latina, just like this young man who was killed. Okay, she's not gonna portray that her people. Okay, so I'm just sitting here to let you know this is the reason why I talk about racism in Houston. The reason why I mentioned the Kendrick Lamar thing about Latino white folks using the N-word. We're gonna talk about black folks being racist here in Houston as well. I'm just letting you know that's why I talk about this. Now y'all see, if y'all watching national media in Houston, this is a racist city. And Texas is racist. And it's not just because white folks in who are in control are racist too. It's minorities who are affected by racism perpetrate racism towards each other. And it sickens me when I see a person African American or Latino descent show racism towards each other, towards other minorities, because we're all suffering this problem and think they're better. And then at the same time, Latinos are hardly no different genetically from African Americans, because African Americans are mixed white. We're mixed with black, white, Native Americans, sort of, and they had Africans in Mexico too. Okay, so and it's mixed with the Spaniard Native American. Actually, it's Afro Mestizo. And I'm glad that they they need to put Afro Mestizo category in Mexico instead of Afro Mexican, because I'm not with the one drop through. I'm not trying to one drop people who look more black in Mexico as pure black. I'm against that my own stuff. I say I'm mixed. They're mixed too. But the people who don't look it, who have it in their genealogy, need to be recognized. So I think Afro Mestizo would be a good category in Mexico. They had it. But just to let you know, that's the reason why I talk about this. It concerns me, this topic, besides gender, sexuality, religion, are the biggest topic. This is all those issues been going through my life here in Texas, as that's why I always say that I would love to get out of here and go to New York City. Yeah, that's racism, but it's not extreme here, and at least diversity issues, which I got a lot of my media and information from outside of the state as a teenager to learn about the ideology of racism and all this other stuff that in Texas the schools refuse to talk about and want to dumb down people of African American descent and Latino who are students in these schools. That's why they have a lack of history. I'm telling you, I went to the library downtown to learn about this stuff. They have a lack of history about who they are as a people. Their history, they only taught a small portion of the history, but taught white supremacy. Taught that the Alamo was not about slavery. It was about trying to, white Texans trying to be free in Texas. This was a lie. It was about the slavery and Mexico banning slavery through the Vicente Guerrero, who was part of Spaniard, African, Native American, which is Afro Mestizo, who was second president of Mexico, who banned slavery in Mexico. It was about the slavery being abandoned in Mexico. That's why a lot of black slaves and mixed race black slaves went across the Rio Grande, especially the black Seminoles. Okay, that's the reason why I talk about this issue, because it is a lack of ignorance. If you go to Facebook, if you go on any news outlets of Channel 13, 11, 2, all in Channel 39, you see the racism from minorities. You see people trying to portray white racist attitudes towards each other. It sickens to me to see minorities always complain about racism, complaining this and that, complaining about white men doing it wrong, but yet they're doing it wrong too. They're doing more harm to each other compared to a white person down the street who don't live near them. Okay, that's the reason why I talk about this. And the reason why I talk about this because it's a future situation. I don't want to go through life worrying about this subject. I don't care. One thing about minorities, we talk, well, it's part of life. Okay, if folks keep thinking that oppression is a part of life and you don't want to fight for it and be weak, you can't call yourself a strong black person, a strong brown person, strong whatever. Okay, you have to fight the power as much as you can in order for not only yourself but for your children and people after you and after your children to live in harmony, so they can live in peace, not to live in a world of chaos. And like I say, if I'm thinking and I'm gonna get hell for this, I don't care. I'm thinking about voting for Donald Trump, and it's not because I hate Latinos or hate my African American people, descendant people. It's that it needs to be the white racist people who they learn this behavior from. Need to teach them a lesson that they're no different than each other, and stop trying to audition for the Ku Klux Klan and neo-Nazi thing. You're gonna get favor towards whatever. You're not gonna get favor towards white people trying to call each other the N word and the W word and trying to see who is better and who's not better, who's superior. And one thing, if you believe in God, you know that God only is the only thing being is superior, and nobody on this earth, no matter what their color is. But the white people who truly don't believe in it, who are racist, you are inferior, and they think that they're superior. So there's no reason for all the racism. Instead of mourning this man, mourning this child's death, praying for this child to go to heaven, praying for the family, praying to find the killer, no matter what color he is. Instead of trying to pray that the racism will go away, y'all sit here, went to social media and show your ignorance. You actually prove, and I'm talking to both the people, African American and Hispanic, that sit in Houston who will participate in this bull crap. You actually prove to white racist people how ignorant, how stupid you are. When you participate in racist ideology and think that only white folks are guilty for it, but you can do it too because you're a victim, you make yourself look stupid. And the reason why I'm saying is because I'm not a collective person. I'm a very individualistic person. And the reason why that I say that is because people need to start seeing people as individuals. And I was telling somebody when I was, before I did the video, when I went to the Burger King down the area I was, and I was telling the sister, I said, excuse me, you have black folks who kill each other. You have Mexicans, Latinos folks killing each other. You have the drug cartel killing Mexicans killing each other every day. You have brothers down the street here killing each other. You have in the borders, you have Hispanic gangs each other killing each other. So let me ask you a question. If a person of your own ethnic group killed your family, are you going to hate all the people, including your own family yourself? I want to ask that question. If a person of your own ethnic group killed your family, are you going to hate yourself and hate everybody in the family and everybody that's of their ethnic group? I want to ask that question. I don't think so. So why if it's a black person that killed your child, or if it's a Hispanic person that killed your child, that's an individual. That's not the whole group of people. You might counter with people who are ignorant like that individual in the past, but they don't speak for everybody else. The only person that can see a person's heart and mind is the Almighty God. And I ain't perfect, but I just don't understand how folks can go to church on Sunday, no matter what denomination they belong to, and sit here and think that they are God to dictate someone else's mentality and think everybody acts this way because of personal experience with a certain group of individuals, not the whole entire ethnic group. Because you don't know what goes on in these people. And I'm glad that Miss Longoria, who's the girlfriend, the fiance, she came out with Cornell X and she said, excuse me, he was with me during this situation. So I'm letting you know, and Calhoun, and I do apologize because when the news media put it out there, we thought, I mean, even those African American community, we were saying like, oh my God, why this? You know what I'm saying? And those can cause trash, racism already. You know what I'm saying? And don't make us look bad. You know what I'm saying? But now since and the one thing, and I would make this, I ain't the perfect one, but I was praying my rosary when I did the 2 videos, even the rant, okay? I know it wasn't acting godly on the rant that I did about minority, how can I stand minority races, Hispanic and black ones, okay? But after I did that, I noticed that the charges dropped. I know that God answered the blessing with this prayer, okay? I'm not a Protestant, okay? So be paid. You don't like my religion, get off my channel. Point is, so my point is, because we believe in the Revelation chapter 5 and 8, the saints in heaven pray to the angel, take it, thank you, hello. So that's the reason why that when that prayer in righteous man is effective, as St. James said in James chapter 5. That's the reason why that this situation is cleared. And I'm glad that God open my eyes to show that this man was innocent and how racist this society is in Houston, Texas, in the state. If anybody of color, especially someone who's black and also Latino, kill someone of the opposite ethnic group or kill a white person, definitely you're blasted all over the news. Don't forget, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bring up cases concerning this. When the road rail killer Resendez, whatever his name was, back in 1998, 99, around that time, do you know a Latino man was stopped by a white racist police officer because the railroad killer who's Hispanic? Did you think I said, oh, all Hispanics like that? No, because I know intelligently that anybody can be a killer. Okay, when Jody Arias, when she killed that white man, she was a talking time by white folks. I want to know, where were y'all to bash white people? And you know what I'm saying? When in Boston, Massachusetts, when the Trump supporters they were jailed and they peed on a Mexican man. Yeah, he was not Puerto Rican, he was Mexican, an immigrant, for Trump supporters to make America great again. Did you hate on white people? Say all white people this and that? Okay, and I ask you a question. Since I mentioned also too in Corpus Christi, when the gay guy, African American gay guy who was killed in sodomized, not killed, who was had a hate crime with 2 Hispanic men, they lured him in, and I guess they did a race play, beat him and everything, and they did him wrong, they ruined it, and they raped him, they sodomized him and everything, and they called him all type of racial slurs. Do you know that in Corpus Christi, that happened, I think last year, do you know that, did I say all Latinos like that? No. Because anybody is an individual, and I'm getting tired of extreme collectivism. It's taught everybody do one thing. No, everybody their own person. When you wake up in the morning, you have your own mind. You're born with your own brain. You're born with your own body. So that's the reason why I say that I get very offended of any minority who complains about white racism being stereotyped by white racist people, but do it towards another minority group. I get very offended because you, at the same time, you're no different. You're a person of color too. When you walk down the street, you're gonna have the brother that the guy stomped in the head in American X, a white person waiting for a Latino person to kill. I did a what do you call it? A video last year about a Guatemalan Latino man, 18 years old, white folks in Florida was called it guant hunting, guant hunting. Okay, and I really trash talked them white dudes that did that. Okay, because if it was a brother, they would do the same thing. Okay. Y'all, you're not white. You're not pure Caucasian. You have Native American and African DNA in you. I'm glad Josue Flores said it last year about the Rodney Very situation. You need to, people of color and in the African Americans, we're mixed with white, but we're not pure white either. Not all of us can pass white like Sarah Jane and Imitation Light, okay? I definitely can't, with my camera complexion, okay? So my question is to you, who makes you think you're different from each other? If the KKK came while y'all mourning and knocked all y'all down, black and brown, y'all be crying, oh, they could be doing this to us and it's a racist country. But when Hispanics and black folks do it to each other, ain't nobody trying to stop the racism between each other. And one thing I take personal issue with this as well. As a person who identifies with the multiracial movement, multiracial identity, back in the 90s when I was growing up, when I was about to become a grown man, multiracial movement, multiracial and interracial family groups were trying to get a category for anybody with multiracial heritage like myself, anybody with multiracial identity, multiracial ancestry, whatever, roots, whatever, to check a box on the category on the Census 2000. Did you know that LULAC, NAACP, Urban League, AIM, which is American Indian Movement, the Asian League, National Council of Rasa, all these minority civil rights groups came together, which is a shot, to get rid of the multiracial category. That's why we can check more than one box on the census. And did you know that I never saw a minority coalition, but there's racism between each other? You have Latinos and Asians don't get along. You have African Americans and Latinos don't get along. You have African Americans and Asians don't get along. Don't you have Native Americans as well? I mean, even though Latinos are mixed with Native Americans, you have them hating on. Because I never was in El Paso, Texas, and I love to go to the Teague Reservation, and there are many Teagos who are part Mexican in El Paso, Texas. Did you know the Mexican people who are not even U.S. Native American, not Latino Native American, I'm Latin American when I say it, who was talking bad about Indians. Oh, them Indian women, they'll take your man. One Mexican woman, Job Cole, told me that time about the team. I can't say she took my man. I said, excuse me, first, ain't you mixed with Native American? Like I said about the Black Party roots, I said, you shouldn't be saying that. I also said, excuse me, I'm mixed with Native American too. I might look black to you, but I don't look 100%, I ain't 100%, I don't look like Akon. Yeah, I ain't go that far, but I was trying to let her know that. I already told her that past. And I said, excuse me, they're my people too. Besides the African, European, and the American. That's how I got here. That's why my behind and my ancestors, my family got here. We didn't all come straight Africa. My mixed ancestry got me here. If it wasn't for the mixing, I would not be talking to you on this phone. So, She was trying to make every excuse in the book. Her and this other Mexican American woman at job who was a security officer. And I'm like in my head thinking, are y'all really talking about? Yes. And I never forget Joel Vela, who talked about the black Seminoles crossed the Rio Grande in the slavery days back in 1997, 98 on the Houston Chronicle. Like, yeah, I don't forget this. I read a lot about this when I was growing up. And he mentioned about racism in the minority communities, especially about the so-called white Cuban guy on Christian trying to be the KKK and talking bad about other minorities and black folks too, other Hispanic people that didn't do it and they fit the white criteria. Then he talked about that as well. He's from El Paso, by the way, but he wrote in his Chronicle. He's a Chicano, very intelligent Chicano writer. And he also mentioned that in El Paso, the Tiguas, before I went to El Paso in 2004, this was like in 98, 99, I was graduating high school, 97, 98, excuse me. And I never forget, when I was reading this, he said the Tiguas, Mexican people talk trash about Tigua people. But it's no different in Mexico. Besides the Afro-looking Mexican people in Mexico, the indigenous people get treated like trash. And it's like the elevate of whiteness. If you're very light-skinned or you're very white-looking, you get the, and they call you fresa, whatever. But the point is, them trying to take the minorities have a lot to do with colorism is there in Mexico and other places in Latin America as well. But besides the African Americans in the community, the Asian community, I wish you talk about that as well. But the point is that you have that problem there too. So don't think because the Americans and Mexicans they look similar and all that other stuff. No. I'll never forget when I was in El Paso, Texas, and I had to tell my Mexican American friends who had family. They said they had black in their family too. But anyway, there was their dad was part Creole, which I mentioned as well. They was in Arizona and they were talking about a lot of the Indians they drink a lot and everything and all that stuff. I said, I'm like, well, they talk bad about Latinos, like they talk about black folks drink a lot too. I heard that as well. So my question is don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Also, it hurts me when I never forget, I was at one of the job I used to work at. Remember I talked about the dark-skinned sister who married to a Hispanic guy who mistreated me on the job? Okay. At this grocery, at the gas station. Well, anyway, before she became a manager there, he was a dude who was part white and part Mexican. We were talking. And the Mexican American guy, Chicano guy, was from California, who lived I think he was a truck driver. And he said, I can't stand Indians. Talking about the Americans. I said, excuse me. I said, wait a minute, homie. Ain't you part mixed with the American too? Aztec? Yeah, but I'm not one of them. I know, so I'm letting you know. See, people African who argue against me about what I'm saying don't integrate like I do. I integrate to all to educate myself. You can't be in one corner and I think you know everything. You gotta explore and read stuff, get out the box, think out the box. I believe in that 100%. And I sit there and I said, dude, I might look black or whatever to you, whatever, but I'm mixed with Native American. And I'm very offended by that. And I say, you as a person who is Mexican is also mixed with Native American as well. I said, it's kind of funny. So I guess check it, and I know that Latinos sometimes check the white category. You're not going to be accepted about a Ku Klux Klan, about neo-Nazis, or definitely not Donald Trump, what he said at the beginning of his campaign. You're mixed. I think that's sad that the minority groups came together to stop a multiracial category. They actually brought everybody, because the majority of Americans have mixed race background, including myself, and I'm very proud of. But it's stupid. It's very stupid to not talk about this issue that's more it's harmful than a multiracial category. Minority races, in California, you have, especially in Southern California, black and Latino people fighting each other. But the Ku Klux Klan come in, y'all all come together and fight. It's stupid, okay? It's a very stupid story. You have, and like I said, this is a lesson to be learned, that you need to stop jumping to conclusions because it's a black person or a Hispanic person. I never forget when I heard stories about gang violence. I heard people after, the Mexicans do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all, stop. You don't want me to stereotype either. So I knock both sides. And I'm like, domestic, you cannot be looking at the black folks and we need to beat his ass, black, all this stuff. Let me tell you, the same thing you're saying about African is that white folks say about you. Okay? And like the white man's pee and be on a Mexican immigrant in Boston, Massachusetts, claim to be Trump supporters. I'm letting you know, and I'm not a true Trump supporter. No, I do not like Donald Trump. But voting for this man, I think, will change this whole dynamic. And let me let you know, it is not like a, well, like you said, revenge, because I dealt with both of the groups trying to dumb me down to their racism, okay? But it's sad that I gotta live and watch my back wherever I go. Well, on both sides, because I speak Spanish, and you have those, you shouldn't speak Spanish, I mean, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, they don't like you, you have to mess with, you know what I'm saying, so you shouldn't speak Spanish, it's our language, excuse me, I'm mixed with English, besides black, white, and black, French, and they don't find Irish, this year around trace my ancestry, and the American. He's speaking my language, you know what I'm saying, I got English on both of my mother and father's side. So don't sit here and tell me what I can't, especially freedom of freedom of speech, in this country. So that's the reason why I'm letting you know that it's stupid for African American Latinos fighting each other and calling each other names, and makes you look just as racist and stupid like the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazis who hate your asses. Okay? Not the cussing here, but it disgusts me to see minorities, Latinos and blacks, being racist. And if Trump sent both the racist people in the communities to Latin America and Africa, it wouldn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I do have to say, because I do have Native American U.S. here, Native American DNA. I'm letting you know, because you cannot sit here and think you're better than somebody when it actually, a Latino man could kill this young man. Do you know what I'm saying? If it was a black, you know what I'm saying? So you can't, because black on black and brown on brown violence, Latino goes a lot. Gangs fighting each other and thugs, and I grew up, so it was not just the African American people, African American descent do this. I seen when I'm with Spanish, Latino fighting each other as well, trying to show what gang they from. It's the same thing with black folks. It's the same thing. This hyper masculinity and the extreme hyper masculinity, and also the extreme machismo in both African American descent brothers and Latino brothers need to stop. I understand you want to maintain your masculinity, but stop trying to be the savage along with it. Because white folks call both us savages all the time. Fox News, watch Fox News. You have a Blaxican Stacey Dash. Yes, Stacey Dash is part Mexican. She don't say nothing about that problem. She even say Trump is the best supporter. And her mother's Mexican, her dad's African American. You know that? Yeah. Stacey Dash, clueless, yes. Do your research. So, see, I read all about mixed people, but it's sad. And also, too, speaking of Blaxican people, where are the Blaxicans in Houston who speaking? I noticed that every time it's a African American and Latino fight, Blaxican people, especially playing Mexicans, but even other Latino groups from Puerto Ricans and African Americans, just because they in New York, they're also racist towards each other. I mean, I was watching did a video about Afro Latinos, and the women who are Afro mestizos who choose to consider themselves Afro Latinas was telling them from the Dominican Republic, don't go negrito here in the United States. Don't date one, but you can date a white man, mejor de raza. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, and you know what I'm saying? So that and they were saying, they said, well, since we finally got African roots and we told we wasn't African descent, we're wanting to go more. And I'm not for that call yourself indigenous or call yourself African theory. And I can't tell people who to deny, and also calling yourself white too in the Latino community as well. It'd be nice if y'all, and this is my suggestion, I can take it or leave it, that the people in the community, not Latino at all, Afro mestizo will be it's a great description. It's a mixture of those three races. They wouldn't be here if the African slaves and the Native Americans and the Spaniards mixing together in Latin America, including Mexico. And that's why I keep bringing this up, because it's hypocrisy. And I'm trying to make someone black to make me feel good. No, it's hypocrisy. Just like I have white DNA, and if I sit here and say I hate white people and white folks should get in and F crackers and all other stuff, and you say, wait a minute, Zach, in your what's called family tree that's got white DNA in you, ain't your fourth great grandmother, which is true on my mom's side, it was a white woman who had a mixed child after slavery, you wouldn't be here because besides the black and Native American on that side of the family, you know what I'm saying? And because she was Irish and English, the trace of family tree in England, but also her husband, who probably passed for white, he was Creole, but that's how my third grandfather came. Okay, point is, we're mixed, and I think the minority groups that went against the multiracial category, claiming to lose numbers, which was the stupidest claim. You rot in your guilt. You reap what you sow, what you're doing right now. You did not resolve the issues within the African American and Hispanic communities, whether in Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever. You did not resolve those issues. You push this, set this on the road and point the finger at white people. And let me tell you something. When white man's not around, who harming each other? It's within their own ethnic group and outside. So I just hope, and I'm glad that we see that the fact that Calhoun, and once again my sister apology goes to the feminist family, because as a news media, and the thing I hate about the news media, he need to sue the news media, having he was one that killed this child when it wasn't. Okay, they need to sue the news media. Okay, the family needs to sue the news media, sue the city of Houston police department, everybody involved, and the so-called witness who wasn't a witness. Not all people African American look alike. You don't look like Sammy Sosa before and after the changes. And you don't look like Luis Miguel. You don't look like what's his name, Celia Cruz, or what's his name, George Lopez. You don't Jennifer. You don't look. Okay, it's not everybody. So please, if you're saying it's a black guy, can y'all stop thinking that we come in different shades? Because me and Calhoun are two different shades. We mix because of that. Okay. We don't. So what description of the if it was a brother? Because I'm starting to doubt that too. Because this racist fiasco is getting on my nerves. If it was, can you get a clear description and stop thinking that all of us look alike? Because when I see a Latino person and they happen to do this, I'm not going to say, oh, they all look alike. I'm going to say, well, this person light skin, Latino, he got dark skin, or he had this, he had a wide nose, and I'm going to go all detail of the person. Yes, when I describe a criminal, or no matter what color they are, I go all detail, and I might not forget the clothes they wear, but the physique and everything, they light skin, they have blonde, they have whatever. I say it all, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm very, I'm very critique because I embrace diversity within. I don't sit here trying to brush it up and say we all look alike and all other stuff, because I don't, we don't all look alike, okay? Especially since we mix in both groups. We're very mixed. So I wish, please, we need to, and also, they need to scold the minority groups that went against the multiracial category, but that was a high issue for them, but not handle the racism within the minority communities. Instead of worrying about a category that actually unite the whole country together, and maybe we'll get rid of racial categories and see people as one as Americans, which is be a very beautiful thing to see. You went against it, and now we got, which is, I still checked 3 boxes since they allowed us to do that on the census, and also that my lawyer was telling me every government official and every state and every law, every city and local and also government facility is supposed to allow people to check more than one box because of the census. That's what my lawyer told me, and she told me that as well. I don't forget what the conversation she and I had. So you know what I'm saying? I talked to a lawyer about that, and she said that the no one drop rule, and like I say, if you do research, that's why I don't identify as pure black. The one drop rule is no longer a law anymore. Ever since the 11 vs. Virginia case that allowed interracial marriage to be legalized in 1967, Supreme Court considered the one drop rule to be unconstitutional. Can y'all please free yourself from that one drop rule? It was used to make slaves on a plantation. It was used when the master was raping or seducing a slave. The child, no matter what their color looks like, came out being a slave due to having one drop of black blood. And after slavery, it was used to criminalize anybody black, whether it's by Latinos who was here, Mexicans, Puerto Rican, whatever. If they had it in their DNA, they kept it secret and was happy at the time. It was part of the racism between black and Latino racism. It was classified as white. That's why some are acting like white race people when definitely white folks were not accepted and called on top of W word and SPICs. Trust me, I see it, okay? When they wake up call happens. So that's the reason why, okay? And you have people who are resentful of the Latinos who are doing that in the African American community, and there's a beef on, you know what I'm saying, because they were classified as black, which is they come in all different shades. You got some people African American who look like Latino, who look the stereotypical look of a Latino, okay, because of the race mixture they have, especially our Creole people, because I'm mixed with Creole. So that's the reason why, okay. I'm just letting you know, you make yourself look stupid. Latinos and black folks, or black identified folks, we're not here black, who sit here and make racist epithets towards each other. You actually making white people laugh at y'all and say, look how ignorant these people are. But I think if Trump wins in 2016 election, we gonna all get our asses whooped by these white racist people. And we gonna open our eyes and see how stupid all these years not covering up this story, covering up this story about what goes on in our communities, not trying to resolve this issue, having so much pride because I've been oppressed by white people, I can do anybody any kind of way, that type of attitude. Like, once again, I say minorities think that they scapegoat for racism. They can be racist, but no one can be racist towards them, no matter what their group is. So that's the whole reason why that I'm talking about it. It's the hypocrisy within the minority community. Okay, very, and it shows how racist that Houston is. So now you know why I talk about race. I would love to get out of this place. Trust me, if I win $1 million, I'd get the hell out of this state and go someplace else. Trust me, I would. I would do it in New York minute, and I'll probably go to New York. So, which is more liberal. At least African and American descendant people and Latinos, including Mexico. They got Mexico's the third largest Latino group in New York, second to Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. At least Latinos, African Americans, even though they have minor racial issues against each other, they usually get along because diversity is advocated in that city. Even though there's racist police also try to attack people, African American, Latinos, and in the LGBT community. That's why they came. Latinos and people African American came together in NYPD and said that they had that they were told to harass the minorities in the LGBT community. Where you want to, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? In New York, I wish the HPD officers can do the same thing, okay? And that's why I was saying in my videos that I just, I scared when I see a person of color who's Latino or African American in HPD or in uniform, because just because they're a minority does not mean, I'm not saying all of them like that, they have to prove they're trustworthy to me and St. Paul said the source is supposed to, but the personal experience who never the jail, the attitude, the arrogant attitude and evil attitude towards each other. It's sad that we have our taxpayer money goes to these racist people who don't get talked about in the news like the white people do, who are racist in the police department. Let's put them all in one pot, okay? Second of all, I don't like my taxpayer money going to any racist person. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to follow the law and be loyal and kind and and merciful with the law, like not the person, but religious aspect of it, then I prefer that you get out of the police force if you don't want to do your job right. I'm sorry. That's why I talk bad about bad cops. They're human just like we are. But I have a nice day.